Kathryn. Thank you so much for being here with People Helping People. So I know you and I've worked with you here and there, but nobody else knows you. And Mom Show would love to hear about your cause. So this is the foundation that we were actually donating our admission, a percentage of our admission tickets to. This was our nonprofit that we were highlighting. So thanks so much for joining me and being here virtually. It's good to see you.
Thank you. I'm excited that you're still doing this virtually and to be able to participate.
Yeah, and moms to safely, sit on your couch and hang out with the babies and listen, because this is great information. And when I found out about your nonprofit, I was just completely like, yes, this is where I need to go, because I feel like a lot of people always say, oh, I need to volunteer. They long to do something more and they're happy when they give back. But yours is truly something that is an unforgettable experience for adult women, and some of the skills that you're teaching these women are it's just gold. They take it for for a lifetime. It's priceless. So tell me, what is People Helping People?
People Helping People is a local grassroots nonprofit here in Utah. We were founded over 28 years ago. Our primary location is in Salt Lake City, just north of the Gateway, but we also have an office in Ogden that helps service or work with the women throughout Weber Davis and Ogden areas. Our program is focused primarily on working with single mothers and women in our community, teaching them how to reach successful employment and work successfully so that they can be self-sufficient.
Nice. Yep. Again, like I said, gold. So how did you get started in that?
Oh my goodness. So I was actually first introduced to People Helping People about 4 years ago. I was recruited as a volunteer. At the time, I was a single mother with 4 children. I was operating a business and running a local chamber. So the last thing that I thought I would have time for would be a volunteer activity. But I agreed to come in and help coach. Like I said, this was about 4 years ago. I didn't really know anything about the program. I knew the people behind it. And so because of that, I trusted the process, if you will, and came in and coached. So let me back up a little bit and kind of preface why that coaching appointment was really so impactful for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was a teen mom. And every time I talk to you, I get so emotional because we have such similar backstories, even though I have decades on you. But so I apologize that I always get emotional when I chat with you guys. But
you're my person.
I was a teen mom, so I had my first baby when I was a senior in high school. I went through a pretty brutal divorce as a young mother with 3 small children. Even though I graduated from high school, I hadn't gone to college. I was a stay-at-home mom with my babies. And so I clearly didn't have a strong education background or work history. So when I found myself going through a divorce, I didn't know how I was going to provide for my children. I didn't feel like I had any skills that would allow me to really enter the workplace. So needless to say, I was pretty scared, right? Like pretty daunting what I had in front of me. So then fast forward 20 plus years later, I get recruited to come in and volunteer at this program. And like I said, I knew a little bit about People Helping People, but really not a whole bunch. So I sat through this coaching session with this amazing woman who still to this day, every time I see her come through our doors, I remind her she's the reason that I do what I do. I had no idea that these kinds of programs or resources existed for single mothers or even women in our community, that there was a place to get support and understand different backgrounds and career opportunities, learn from professionals in the community, and more than anything, really just have a tribe of other women that were working towards the same things. So then flashback to young me, 20 plus years ago, with these 3 small babies. Had somebody sat me down and said to me things like, let's talk about what you do every day as a mother and how that might transfer into the workplace. Hard and soft skills. Let's help you map out a financial plan. What kind of companies that you would be a good fit for. It would have been life-changing. And for that reason, I continue to volunteer with people helping people, and it's clearly evolved into something else at this point. But that's kind of how I got sucked in, and why I believe in what we do so strongly.
I love it. And as you know, yeah, the stories, they run deep. So thanks for sharing that. I love what you do. Can never stop. Thank you. So what is some advice? Well, I guess we kind of talked about this a little bit, but what is some advice that you would give yourself, back then, when you were first getting a job and you were a young mom, and that you know now?
Oh my gosh, I think the first thing would be have faith. Have faith in yourself, and that things are going to get better. It might take time, but as we know, everything is a process. Success doesn't happen overnight. Change doesn't happen overnight. So to really trust the process. I think another thing that I would definitely tell myself is to find a support system right from the get-go, to know that you're not alone, and that there are other people, other women out there that are going through the same thing, and to surround yourself with those powerful people so that you can learn from them, and follow their examples. And then probably the most impactful thing and again, seriously, I cry every time I talk to you. Clearly I need a good cry. Is that your current situation, or even your past for that matter, does not define you. It is not your identity. It is not your end all. And that you can, in fact, be anything that you want to be. That you can show your children that you can be whatever it is you want to be, that they can do whatever they want to do, and that you have way more superpowers, which your shirt is so appropriate for that. You have way more superpowers than you give yourself credit for.
I think a lot of moms need to hear that. I was talking to someone the other day, and we talked about the different, when you have a baby, then 10 years later you have a 10-year-old, and that looks completely different than taking care of a baby. And then 10 years from there, you have a 20-year-old, and that looks completely different than taking a 10-year-old. And we really do reinvent ourselves every couple years. So, and
that, you bring up a good point too. We are never too late to reinvent ourselves, right? Whether you're 18 and you're a teen mom, or we have a lot of women in our program right now that are 50, 60, even 70, right? Because they still need to be working. They still need to be making money. And so it is never too late to reinvent yourself and redefine what that end picture looks like. You just have to have a very clear picture of why you want something to change and what that's going to look like, so that you stay focused. There are plenty of opportunities out there, whether it's a solopreneur or a business owner, or different careers and companies that hire all different ages, backgrounds, and skill sets. So to not be frustrated or allow those kinds of things to be a barrier to your success.
I love that. So what is the process if you want to start volunteering, and what is the process if you want to get into the program, and what kind of people come through the program?
So let me start with new clients and how to get involved in this program. Everything about people helping people is structured to work with women in our community and single mothers, giving them the tools so that they learn how to be successful in the workplace, how to navigate some of those hidden workplace roles. It's important for women overall to understand that they don't have to go this road alone, and that whether it's our employment program or another resource, there's some pretty phenomenal places to expand your knowledge and your skill set and get ahead. Our program is completely free, and so anybody can start at any time. We don't do any income verification. It's across the board, from girls or women straight out of high school to, we even had a law student come through our program not too long ago. Many of the women in our program actually have pretty extensive education backgrounds, and for some of them coming from other countries, they've actually had pretty impressive careers that just unfortunately haven't transitioned over to the United States here. So, it's all different walks of life and background and education and skill sets. The common denominator for every single woman that walks through our door is they know they want something to change. They know they want something to improve in their life. And they may not know exactly what that looks like or how to get there yet, but they know that they want something to change. You know, the whole premise of our program is to really shift the mindset of these women so that they start thinking like primary breadwinners, thinking career mindset. So whether or not you need to be the primary breadwinner in your household or not, you need to be acting and thinking like that. And so within our program, we're giving you the tools to better understand what you perceive to be your barriers to successful employment, those hard and soft skills that I talked about before that were so impactful to me as a volunteer that first time. We help you map out a financial plan so that you know the right kinds of jobs to apply for and what self-sufficiency and even success looks like to you, because every one of us, that's different. Success is different for every one of us. And then some of the more obvious things with resume prep and interview prep and some best practices that help support you along your workplace journey. So completely free, people can start at any time. And the best way to get information right now, our program is completely virtual right now, which has been really great. You can either visit us on our Facebook page or our website, which is phputah.org. And you can sign up for our program, do a program overview, and it's up to you on how quickly you want to get through the program. Part of what we also do is introduce or align these women, these clients in our program with some of the very best employer partners along the Wasatch Front so that you have exposure to different industries and careers and opportunities so that you maybe start thinking outside the box too. As far as a volunteer, kind of the same thing. We're always looking for great volunteers to help coach the women in our program and work with them on these different professional milestones, the barriers piece, the hard and soft skills, the financial piece. We make it very easy for volunteers. Everything's a template, a very straightforward process, so that whether or not you have an HR background or you've ever even put your own resume together, you can in fact coach successfully with these women. And it's important for them to learn from different personalities and backgrounds and professionals in our community. So volunteers, we always do volunteer training every single week, and you can find that information on our website too.
Nice. And I will link all that information. It'll be in our bio below. And really fast, I wanted to, because my kind of bonus question, my favorite part of people helping people is I like the employer meet and greets. I think it's a great opportunity to sit with especially within a call center type of environment, like I'll just, like AAA, for example, you know, you move up in those office situations, and the direct person that you're talking to is HR, or maybe not recruiting, HR. And yeah, I think that it's a great opportunity to learn directly from them. What do they look for, and what, not only, you know, when you get hired, what do they look for continuing in good employees? And so what is your favorite part about the program?
Great question. I would have to mimic that for sure. I love our employer meet and greets. We're now holding those virtually, and we did one just recently that was very successful. So we're still able to engage our employer partners, many of which are hiring right now. So people need to know that there are some really great jobs that are still available. And we hold those every single month. And like you said, it's kind of a soft approach to some of those tough questions that you don't want to have to ask in an interview. They help address background checks and drug testing, benefits, the best way to apply for a job, and how you can stand out as a candidate. So you're getting this front row ticket to these HR professionals and recruiters that you might not otherwise be introduced to. So it's a pretty phenomenal experience for these women to, you know, I keep saying think outside the box, but really do that. Start seeing all these other opportunities out there. That's been really impactful for me, because again, going back to myself 20 plus years ago, you know, the types of jobs and careers and moving parts within an organization, the ability to create a career and make money is always just really exciting to me, that those kinds of things are out there for women. You can in fact be self-sufficient, absolutely, and you can be successful. There's some great jobs out there. The other part of that, I really love our workshops. It's a great complement to our coaching program. Every Saturday, we offer workshops that are taught by different professionals throughout the community. These are employment best practices, how to make your resume stand out, how to get past some of the mindset barriers, some pretty amazing communication tools and workplace best practices.
Yeah, I love the workshops as well. I mean, if I had to pick, there's too many. I love all of them. I love the girls. They're great. So, hey, well, thank you so much for joining me and talking about the cause. And yeah, like I said, I'll link everything below. Kathryn, is there anything else that you want to tell us that we maybe didn't cover?
That's great. You know, I talk a lot, so I appreciate this opportunity to sum it all up.
Yeah, no, well, you're passionate about helping people. So I keep doing what you're doing. I know personally, I look up to you. And I love your cause, and I love all of it. So yeah, we'll link all that information below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching People Helping People. And we will be back with more speakers.